Hey friends, welcome back. Thanks for joining. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name's Tina. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy. Now, I told you guys last night I was going to dive into a topic tonight that was deep, and that topic is going to be trust and hurt, how they go hand in hand. So there are two types of people in this world. There are people that live by the motto of, I trust you until you give me reason otherwise. And then there are, I'm not trusting you, you have to earn it. So I'm somewhere in the middle. I don't necessarily go out and make somebody prove that I can trust them, but I also don't just divulge my information to them because I don't know them. So it's somewhere in the middle. But what I really wanted to talk about is why we have trust issues. And the reason that we have trust issues is because we've been hurt. So typically when you're hurt, you build up a wall. I will never do that again. You build up this wall. So when someone in your life starts showing patterns of what somebody else did to hurt you, you go into this panic mode, so to speak. I don't trust them. My feelers are telling me not to trust them, woman's intuition, whatever you want to call it. But we go into that mode because we feel like we are about to get hurt again. So when we start to feel that, we back up. But here's the sad part of it. When you don't trust, you miss out on so much. You miss out on what that person could be bringing to your life, and you're robbing that person of missing what you could bring to theirs. Now, speaking from a woman who's been hurt, I do have trust issues. I have to make a conscious decision every day to work on those. But I do have them. And there are sometimes triggers that come, and I don't always know what the trigger is, but it sends me into this downward spiral where I start questioning things and overthinking things and looking for things, and it's because I don't trust. And it's because there is still a scar there that hasn't fully healed. So it's almost like itching that scar, scratching that scar, and it starts to open a little bit, and then all this stuff, trust comes up and all of this stuff. So you have to then ask yourself, what am I doing to fix the hurt so that I don't have these issues again? We've already talked about it's not fair to make another person pay for the mistakes of somebody else. But we also talked about communication and how when you're feeling a certain way, you need to be able to communicate. But if you can't trust that that person or individual that you're bringing these things to is going to actually have your best interest at heart, it's hard. So then there still lays that issue of distrust. So how do you work on that? For me, I have to constantly remind myself, okay, you're overthinking. Let's talk about this. Let's weigh it out. Let's work it out in your head, my head, and let's go from there. It could be something so simple as going to that person and saying, hey, I'm feeling these issues. I may be overthinking, but this is where I'm at, and I need for you to hear me. And you have to trust that that person's going to hear you, and that person's going to make a conscious effort as well to help you work on it. Because whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship, whatever it is, it takes two. You can't always be the one to say, hey, I'm feeling this way, and your significant other or best friend or whatever leaves you hanging, because that will only keep the distrust alive. You need to shut that down. So what does that look like for you? What are ways that you work on trying to build up trust? Drop a comment in the section below. Let's have a conversation. I've shared with you my truth, and I'm so anxious to hear your truth, because there are so many of us out there that are dealing with trust issues, and it really robs us from moving ahead. I mean, there are actually physical symptoms that happen when you don't trust people. You can Google it. There are actual symptoms that happen when you distrust somebody. I mean, it could be something like not being able to sleep at night, or not being able to eat, or constantly worrying. There are physical things that happen when you go into a distrust mode. So for me, like I said, I have to make a decision. What do you do? Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. That's Tina's truth. What's yours?